So this is a Swift Challenger 880X, just going to show you around the caravan. The front of the van, jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. Now I know you've had a van before, so the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake will be the same as the Bailey that you currently have. Front of the van, we put a gas bottle on, so you've got one there ready to use. It is full. Gas bottle on and gas bottle off on the valve on top. And it's all connected up at the top here, as you'd expect it to be. There is some grey waste pipe in the front locker as well, and you've also got a mains lead over on the opposite side of the van also. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your Aldi heating and hot water flue. I'll show you how that works once you go inside the van. You then got your wind down legs on either side of the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. Water pump connection, pushes into the side of the van and locks in place, and it will drop down inside your aqua roll here. The water system will be drained when you receive the van over the weekend. You've got your battery box here with your 100 leisure battery in it. Again, we put that on there so everything's there ready for you to use when you receive the caravan. Mains power coming into the caravan from the power on site. As you know from your previous one, there's a couple of different options for power sources on the heating and hot water, 1, 2 and 3 kilowatts, and I'll walk you through those once we go inside the van. Motor mover, I'll demonstrate that at the end of the video. The 2 fridge vents, very simply there to allow the hot air out the fridge unit and take some cool air in, and they are just there for that reason. During the summer, obviously, when there is hotter outside, it will take in more hot air than cold, so it won't cool the fridge as much as it needs to. Toilet flush tank, 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And in the bottom, your toilet waste cassette, orange handle up and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. And there's an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette there so you can tip the waste away. And in that cassette you'll put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. At the back of the van, you've got your 2 wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. Coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got your 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning. Barbecue gas point, and a storage locker for underneath your front seating area. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. Above the door, as we come into the van, you've got your master control panel. So you've got power on in the centre here. This indicates here that we've got mains power coming from the power post to the caravan itself. And if you had an orange dot on the car, it would indicate you have 12 volt connected to the car to the caravan. You've got leisure battery voltage on the left hand side here, and the vehicle voltage that's coming from the car on the right hand side here. Obviously at the moment that's not lighting up as we are not connected to a car. Awning light for the outside of the caravan, indicate green here when it is on. You've got your internal lighting for the caravan on the button just here also. You've then got your water pump switch, which I'll come back to in a moment, and you've got your view levels button just here also, and that will tell you how much power you have in the battery on board the van or how much power is coming from the car. Underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, you will find your yellow drain down valve. I know you've had one of these before in your previous van. So the yellow drain down valve there needs to be parallel with the floor as it is at the moment to fill the water system up, and upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. Underneath the seat also, I'm just going to show you where the master control box is for the van. So underneath this seat here, you've got a master system shutdown, so it isolates all power on board the caravan, 12 volt fuses, 240 trip switches underneath that panel on the right hand side. Then you've got your power buttons for the charger and the heating and hot water systems. Do advise you just leave these on at all times. The red button that you see there isn't actually a button, it's just to tell you if it reverses the polarities when you're in some foreign countries. So, with the yellow valve shut, you'll open all your taps up on the hot side of the water system, and as you can see, your pickup pipe is in the sink. Open all the taps up on the hot side of the system just here. Same with the shower, the sink and the shower in the bathroom as well. Aldi control panel. Once you've got the taps open, you're going to come over to the water pump switch, turn the water pump on, and once the water system's full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. And when you do, you can shut all of the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. I'm just going to turn that off for now. Like I said, the water system will be empty when you receive the caravan. On the left hand side here, you've got your Aldi heating and hot water control panel. So you've got power off and power on the button on the bottom left hand side. You can skip the loading screens by pressing menu. On this screen it indicates we've got the heating pump running, indicates that we've got mains power coming to the caravan, and we've got an internal temperature of 30 degrees currently. To set the temperature you've got minus, or plus, depending on where you want the temperature to be. Below that, you've got your hot water temperature, so you've got hot water on when this bar is halfway full, and hot water boost when this bar is completely full. Below that, you have the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've got off, 1, 2, or 3 kilowatts, depending on what caravan site you are on. Down the bottom here on the left hand side, you have your option to run gas for your heating and hot water, so you hit the gas option. The gas system will self-ignite, and if it ignites, this light here will stay green. If it fails to ignite, it will come up with gas fail on the bottom of the screen here. You have got the gear indicator here that indicates you have got some advanced settings. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. Turn the power back off to the heating and hot water, you'll go off, or turn off your gas supply, and then turn off the control panel itself. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. Have had the fridge on. Obviously, you're not here to see it working as such, but it has been on all day and it has got nice and cold. So we're going to turn the fridge off to start with by pressing and holding the power button. To turn the fridge on, press and hold the power button again. It will load up, and the first icon that you see here with the blue dot underneath it is the icon say that it is running on mains power. You can control the fridge temperature on this button on the right hand side here, and the more amount of blue dots you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. Hit the mode button again and you've got auto. So essentially what auto does is it selects the first power source that the fridge sees. So if you connect to your car first of all, it'll be the 12 volt, and then when you get to site, it'll potentially be obviously 240 volt, or if you're off grid, the gas. 12 volt mode at the moment, again, we're not connected to a car, hence why it's flashing away there, indicating we haven't got a power source coming from the car we are towing with. And you've got gas mode. Again, it's going to fail on gas at the moment just due to the fact the gas isn't turned on. If the gas was turned on, it'd self-ignite, and the blue light here underneath would be a pilot light, and you wouldn't have a blue dot underneath the warning triangle on the left-hand side. Hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, and inside the oven there you have got your grill pan, as you can see. Microwave works very much like your household appliances also. Going to the bathroom, you have got the radiator in the bathroom. Do advise that you keep children away from this, as it does hold a lot of heat even once it's turned off if the system is cooling down. Shower rail and shower works very much the same as your household shower, no difference at all there. As long as you've got the water pump on, that'll work the same as the sink. You've then got your toilet system, electric flush on top, as you can see here. And then you've got a toilet full indicator light that will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience, however in this particular van you're probably going to be leaving it in the central position. If you do turn it at all, you do need to put it back to the central position here to allow the toilet waste cassette to be emptied. And then below that you have the grey waste handle, which you need to open up to allow the waste into the cassette. You'll have it in the closed position when you're not using the toilet, or when you want to be able to remove that toilet cassette from underneath the van. Bed obviously lifts up so you have storage underneath there as well, and in the wardrobe on the left hand side of the bed you will have your Aldi heating and hot water tank. When it's hot you will notice it goes up to the maximum level there, and when it's cold you'll notice it sits on the minimum. You don't need to do anything with this. It was actually filled in 22 in the second month, so as you can see, change fluid every 5 years, so it will need its next change in a year's time. So I'm going to take you onto the outside of the van now and just show you how the motor mover engages and operates. Obviously I know you've had a motor mover before, but it's a little bit different the way this one works because it's been an auto engage. So we've got the control there. Go around to the other side of the van. I'm just going to turn the power off actually inside the caravan and the fridge. Turn the power off above the door, and that's everything isolated. So to engage the motor mover, you're going to need to turn the power on in the side locker here. As you can see, you're going to press the 2 green buttons on the controller, and it will turn the controller on. Then you're going to press the middle button here and the one with the green arrow next to it to engage it against the wheel, because it's an auto engage. Now with the auto engage, you'll notice when it's engaging, the controller will be flashing as it is now. You never turn the controller off or isolate the power to the motor mover until that light has completely stopped flashing like it has now. Now to operate it, you've got forwards, backwards in your turns, as you can see here. And to disengage it from the wheel, you'll press the central button here and the red arrow. And like I said, you never turn off the motor mover, controller or power key in here until this has fully disengaged. I do apologise if there's a bit of wind noise in the background. So now that's disengaged, we'll come back over to the controller. Now turn the motor mover controller off, and also the power in the side locker. Thank you very much for the business, and we do hope you enjoy the Swift ChallengerX 860. Thank you very much.